Welcome to HBO's 14th Annual Young Comedian Show, starring Drew Carey, Anthony Griffith, Jeff Stilson, John Stewart, and Warren Hutcherson. And now, your host, Richard Lewis.
Thank you. No cameras. You heard him. You know, there's a whole Jack Ruby hiatus deal going on here. It's great to be here. I'm proud to host the HBO 14th Annual Young Comedian Show. Good night. I have diarrhea. Take care of yourself. Oh, I'm kidding. I wish I was. I wish I had diarrhea. I've been constipated since McGovern lost in '72. That's a whole other thing. Anyway, I'm proud to, this is my first time hosting a young comedian show, and I like this nice outfit. You're mocking? I smell a mock. I feel like the first Jewish pilgrim cantor. Okay, and the turkey will wear a skull cap over there. Who cares? Anyway, I'm here. The reason I'm here, other than being an HBO kind of guy, I watched all these. There's no women, and I'm a feminist, but unfortunately, I love women, but I mean, these five guys are great. Not only great, but they deal with their feelings, their guts, and they're fabulous. And I said, look, we had lunch. I said, look, here's the deal. You guys are brilliant. Just don't go Hollywood. It's very hard. I mean, in L.A., it's so, you have this, like, liposuction. I'm getting my junior high school memories sucked out of me a week from Tuesday. And I said, you don't trust anybody in L.A.? In fact, if you can get your eye put in your ass, then you can walk around and see who's fucking you behind your back. That's what I told him. Beware of Hollywood. Beware of Hollywood. And this whole, this whole thing got me so, I mean, I'm 44, I've never been married. I hope I have a wife eventually or a kid, but I mean, I don't know, I've made mistakes. I mean, because I basically just went out with actresses, and, I mean, there should be warnings when you're with a guy who sucks or a woman who's wrong for you. And, I mean, my last girlfriend, I mean, I should have known. Everyone told me. Everyone. I mean, she entered the Miss PMS USA pageant, and I went, shouldn't this be wrong? Should I go with this woman? But I have low self-esteem, and and I sweat a lot, and but low self-esteem, sex is bad. I mean, here's the deal. I mean, my orgasm, I sweat. I mean, this is sad. When I have an orgasm, I shriek, "I'm sorry!" But I do like this Jewish foreplay kind of thing. I go, "I want you, take me, lick me, suck me. I love you. I want you. I'm a slave. You're my slave." Then I go, "Is that a little? What do you have? A little boil on your neck?" Because it's a turn off, But safe sex for you kids watching out there, is very important. And masturbation seemed to be a good alternative for safe sex, but not for me. I find masturbation too intimate, quite frankly. And in fact, I won't even masturbate unless I promise myself to take myself afterwards out to a dinner and a film, which is sad. But I was, please. But enough about me, because I'm sick of myself, and I'm not here for me. I'm here for HBO and for five people, five men, who I saw perform, and I love them. They're brilliant. They talk from their guts. They talk from their soul, and they're truthful, and you'll see them all night long. And it's like, this is, to me, like the best young comic special I have ever seen. I'm really proud to be part of it. The first comedian tonight is, well, you'll see him. He's great. Drew Carey. Make him feel at home. Drew Carey.
Yeah. Yeah, no shit. I know what I look like. Thanks. I can see you out there looking at each other. Look at him. Look at him. It's okay. You can laugh at me if you want. People laugh at me all the time because I look like that guy from the ad in the back of the comic books for X-ray specs. Yeah, it's scary, isn't it? Tough to live with, but at least I get paid, you know. A lot of people look like me. They don't get a goddamn dime. You always see them on the beach with a metal detector. Hey, man, pretty cool. Found a nickel. Paying for itself, Martha. Great to be here, man, in California. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. And thanks very much, Cleveland. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, I like Cleveland. I love Cleveland, man. Just the weather is just terrible there, man. It's just freezing all the time. And, ooh, man, too cold. All we want to know in Cleveland is where the hell's all that global warming we've been hearing so much about? That's all they ever do in the winter, stand outside with an aerosol can, like... That's right. Fuck the grandkids. I'm cold now. Yeah, I need some heat today, man. Just kidding around, you know, about that aerosol thing. I don't want any of you really hip California Earth people getting in my face after the show's over. Don't you love the Earth? I love the Earth. You're an insensitive bastard. That's what you are. Here, have a crystal. Thanks. A lot of people out here take that Earth Day shit too seriously, man. Have a good Earth Day this year? I had a great Earth Day. Drove around with my muffler off. Flicking butts out the window. Then I hit a deer. Pretty good Earth Day. It's okay, though. I never hit a deer unless I intend to eat it. I'm a sportsman, goddammit. I got an orange bumper on my car and everything. Had your chance, Bambi. Yeah. When I go back to Cleveland, man, I'll tell you, the worst time to go to Cleveland is in the springtime. You know, it rains all the time, and people always say the stupidest things there. See, we hate the winter so much in Cleveland that whenever it rains in the spring, whoever else just look at it, everybody looks at each other and says, hey, at least it's not snowing today, huh? They're so damn happy. They say that 30, 40 times a day, every time it rains. At least it's not snowing, huh, pal? Pokey poke, 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 poke. Hey. People always say that to you like it's the worst thing that could happen to a guy, you know? Like, hey, Drew, how come you're limping? Well, laying around the house naked, playing with fireworks. I accidentally blew off an M80 in my lap. Wow. At least it's not snowing, though, huh? Pokey poke, poke, poke. Yeah. I like going down south. That's why, because the weather's so much nicer. I'll tell you, I was just in Memphis, went to Graceland. Never ever been there? Graceland? Yeah, go if you've never been. Nothing like being ripped off by a dead hillbilly. That's right. Yeah. Okay, you know, I kind of felt sorry for Elvis Presley. There's a big international superstar and everything, and now his family's got him buried in the backyard like he's a damn dog. I guess they didn't call him king for nothing, huh? Oh. Hey, fuck him, he's dead. People moaning about dead Elvis jokes. What's he gonna do, haunt me? Hey, man, boo. Jesus. Feel bad for the guy, man. He's buried in his own backyard. Makes you wonder how well him and the wife ever really got along. Keep it up, you fat bastard. I'll bury in the backyard. That's what I'll do. Elvis, you're spending so much money. If anything ever happens to you, I don't know what we're going to do. Don't worry, honey. If I ever die, well, hell, just bury me in the backyard, sell tickets. Out in the back. All right, you fat son of a bitch. A lot of people say he's alive. That's boy. Yeah, he's alive, sure. Yeah, I talked to him. He sat next to me in the UFO. It was me, Elvis, and Bigfoot. Yeah, they took a blood sample, they fucked us, they let us go. Wrote a book about it. You can read about it after the show. So, yeah, South's great. Texas is another great place. Anybody from Texas or been to Texas? How you doing? Woo! Yeah, woo! That's how people from Texas say hello. Woo! It gets real fucking annoying after a couple weeks, let me tell you. How you doing there? Woo! Hey! See, they're always wooing all the time in Texas because they have about 1 million drive-through liquor stores, don't they? Woo! Goddamn right they do. They're all over the place. If you don't have drive-through liquor stores in your town, this is what they are. I can't believe they're legal. It's a big-ass liquor store, big, with a window on the side. You can just drive up and buy Jack Daniels and everything while you're driving. Yeah, great idea. Just the thing for that drunk driver who's constantly on the go. Yeah, hey, no time to stop at a real bar. I got things to do today, pal. Places to go, people to hit. I'm a busy man. And just not enough hours in the day to hit everybody I want to hit. Christmas time, up on the sidewalk. Hey, at least it's not snowing, pal. Man. So, yeah, everything's going great. I travel all the time. I kind of have to because, every time I go home, I get bad news. Last time I was home, I got terrible news in the mail. I got my high school reunion coming up. Ever been to one of those? Don't go if you've never been. High school reunion. That's a lot of pressure, man. You get that letter in the mail. Right away, you feel like you only have 6 months to make something of yourself. Come on, 7. Daddy needs to lose weight and get a new career. Come on. Yeah, I'm the only one that still looks like his graduation picture, though, so... I know it's funny and everything, I just don't think looking like this is worth that one joke. That's the truth. Yeah, everything's going great, man. I'm having a good life. A lot of beautiful women here in San Francisco. I'm just looking, though, because, I have a girlfriend already. Thanks. Yeah, she's not good looking or anything, took her to a country western bar. Somebody tried to ride her. Woo, where's this quarter go? They can figure it out. I made $20. What are you guys moaning about, man? I'm joking, it's jokes. They tell you that when you came in here, it'd be jokes? Comedy show, comedian, fucking jokes. That's all it is. I'm glad to have anybody to go out with, man, to tell you the truth. I'm, 'cause I have a bad body. I do. That's why I'm wearing this big-ass suit. You women ever look at men's bodies like they're meat? You ever do that when you're alone with your girlfriends? Look at that, baby. That's USDA Choice Prime Cut. Yeah, my body's the part they make hot dogs out of. I'll lose the weight when I'm damn good and ready, okay? Yeah. Right. Yeah. I mean, all you have to do really is just eat right and exercise. It's that simple, right? I just choose not to. I'd rather sit around on my fat ass and eat donuts all day. That's right, because that's the kind of food I love. Every kind of greasy garbage piece of shit you can shove in your mouth, I'm there. Yeah, if I cut myself shaving, sausage gravy comes out. Right. That's why I always keep a little pile of biscuits next to the sink when I shave. I'm not missing out on one golden moment of my life, I tell you. I love that food. Denny's has a brand new thing on the menu. Look for it next time you're there. It's my favorite food now. I'm living off it. It's a hot dog with cheese and bacon. Yeah, not enough nitrates in a hot dog. I'll put some bacon on top of there. Then for an extra $1, they'll put chili on top of the whole thing. It's for people who don't give a shit anymore. Have you given up hope? Try this. That's a power meal, man. Chili dog with cheese and bacon, that's power food. That's the kind of food just marches right down your throat, Like, follow me, boys. We're going to the heart. Hey, what is that, lettuce? Get the fuck out of my way. You guys ever in a bad mood? You want to cheer yourself up? Do this. I do this all the time. It's hilarious. Go to a fast food place to eat. Doesn't matter which one. And any old fast food place, and say the bill is $5.37. You give them $11.45. Just watch him stand there and go, huh? Let me get the manager. I'll be right back. These fast food managers are bright, aren't they? Come back all cocky in their paper hat. All right. I'm in charge here. Give me that. Let me get the district manager. Pick up the phone. Get me Ronald. Big emergency. Or, you know, a lot of people get bummed out when it rains, like on a rainy day. If they just, oh, it's terrible, it's raining. I like it when it rains. Rainy days are my favorite. The more it rains, the more I like it. See, when it rains really hard, I like to run stop signs just to make cops get out of their car. Hey, fuck them, I got the money, get out. You know, why make the money if you can't enjoy spending it? Make them stand there in the rain in a big puddle, like, all right, you. You know why I stopped you? Yeah. You know why I ran the sign? At least it's not snowing, though, huh? That's it. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Drew Carey. Huh? Fantastic. All right. Let's keep it rolling. This is really quite a night for me to watch 5 people like this on one night, in one show. The next guest is one of the funniest guys I've ever heard. Let's bring him out and let's make him feel really terrific, Mr. Anthony Griffith.
Thank you, San Francisco. Thank you. Good crowd. Glad to be here, man. Just got back from Denver. No. Nice place, nice place. I wasn't supposed to go to Denver at first. I was first asked to perform on a cruise ship, which I immediately declined. I may not know everything about my African culture, but I know enough to ensure you the last thing I want to do in life is go on a long boat ride. Man. I think the last brother did that had to change his name to Toby. Well, I'm glad to be here, man. I'm originally from Chicago. Moved out here. Yep. Came out here about a year ago to pursue my acting career. But I miss Chicago, except for all the shooting that takes place out there, especially on New Year's Eve. Because people in Chicago like to celebrate the New Year by shooting directly in your house. I was over my grandmother's house one year and I counted 20 bullet holes in her window. 10 from my grandmother shooting back. I see you behind that station wagon. Come on out and celebrate. Come on. That was scary, man. But I drove out here, man, bought a Honda Accord right before I left Chicago, which is a beautiful car. I was afraid at first to buy it, though, because of the way it was presented to me by the salesman. The salesman would say things like, check out the trunk space. You notice how big that is? Now, let's say, for instance, you were to, shoot your wife in the face. Just as an example. Now, with the Honda, you can place your wife's body and the sawed-off shotgun in the trunk, yet still have room enough for your golf clubs. And I rush home all excited, honey, I bought a car, a Honda Accord. Honda? What the hell you buy a Honda for? Of all the American cars you could have got, what made your big knucklehead buy a Honda? Trunk space. I don't get it. You will. Don't worry about it. Don't get me wrong, I love my wife. I've been married now for 5 years. But once a man gets married, man, the biggest responsibility he will ever face is that he must protect his spouse no matter what the cost. Someone tries to stick up your lady, fellas, you must shield her with your body. And women understand we men have no problems with that. The problem arises with the fact that you women knowing this, you have the tendency to instigate the holdup. So while your man is shielding you, you behind him yelling, "That's right! If you want my purse, you have to blow his head off." And I don't think you can do it. In fact, I dare you to do it. Next thing you know, the police at the scene of the crime. Excuse me, ma'am. Can you explain to me what made this thief empty his magnum into your husband's chest? I'm not quite clear on that. Why did he feel compelled to empty every chamber in his gun, reload, then do it again? I don't understand that. And looking at your husband's face, neither did he. Oh, I don't know. We was just talking, then he just freaked out. Oh, I'm so alone. Guess I'll just take the insurance money, move to the Bahamas. Could you put the body in the trunk for me, please? This is a trip, man. I'm trying to get used to California, man. It's so expensive out here to live. I went shopping for some gym shoes the other day. I came across those Reeboks that advertised the pump. They cost $175. Now, I feel if I have to pay $175 for some basketball shoes, those shoes should be able to play basketball without me. I was ready to take them to the gym, pick them up a few hours later. Did we win? Okay, now run home. And the brand that the kids love are the Air Jordans. You see kids begging their parents for Air Jordans. Every store you go to, "Come on, Mom, I gotta have the Air Jordans. I gotta be like Michael." Well, until you bring home $3 million like Michael. I'm taking your butt to Payless. We couldn't afford nothing when I was growing up, you know. Because my father always had bill collectors after him. My father had so many bill collectors after him, when they came to our house, they carpooled, you know. I was scared. And I would feel sorry for my brother, you know, because my brother always had to wear my hand-me-downs. He never had anything he could call his own. Even his childhood pictures were old pictures of me, you know. My father would say things like, "Danny, this is you in 8th grade. You know, I'm not in 8th grade yet." Well, this is what you're going to look like in 8th grade. And take a good look, because these are the clothes you'll be wearing. I hated that, man. But it was fun growing up. I had a good childhood. Played a little organized basketball in high school. Very little, I should say. I was known as a Minuteman. Coach, can I play now? In the Minuteman. My favorite sport, though, was boxing. I love boxing. Especially Mike Tyson. That's a rough brother. He is. I don't care what anybody says. I personally believe Mike Tyson is nothing more than a pit bull that's been trained to walk on his hind legs and fight. Because I saw one of Tyson fights where he literally hit this man so hard the blood shot on my face. And I'm watching the fight in my living room. He beat this man to the point that after the bout, when the loser was asked what his future plans were, all he could say was, where as far as I'm concerned, Mike Tyson the greatest fighter of all time. But hey, you know, don't count me out. I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna just take the next year and a half to basically concentrate on breathing. And then hopefully with the help of my trainer, we can pursue other matters such as finding out who am I and which evil spirit possessed me getting to the ring with that man. Well, what about a rematch? What about it? Common sense would tell any man, you get hit by a train once, don't get on the track no more. And Tyson's voice is so soft. To me, Tyson talks like Tweety Bird. You know? I'm a professional fighter, you know. People think I'm sick, they think I'm manic-depressive, constantly ask, you know. I think I just saw a pussy cat. people always say he's stupid. Mike Tyson made over $28 million last year. If that's stupid, I pray to God I'm stupid one day. In fact, I don't want to be that rich. If I can make it to mentally unstable, I'll be set for the rest of my life. But I would never fight Tyson, man. I don't care if I had to choose between fighting Tyson or my mother. My mother would get whooped that night. I'd be in the ring going, stay down, mama. Stay down. You get up, I'm going to hit you again. You know. And it hurts me to say that because I've never hit my mother. I tried to hit my mother once, and she looked at me and said, if you ever hit me, that would be the last thing you ever do. And I knew she was dead serious just by the way she cocked that gun to my head. Yeah. Thank you very much. Good night.
Anthony Griffith, huh? Come on. Give it up. I don't know, I'm a short Jewish guy. He's a tall black man with an earring, and yet I feel he's more neurotic than I am. It's sad. I was telling him backstage, I went, you know, I grew up, my mother, I love her, and yet I swear to God, I'm 5 years old. It's not fair. I'm lying in bed telling Anthony, I said, look, you know, I had a Little League game the next morning, and my mother goes, go to sleep, little Jew. Even though there's a history of angina in the family, and it's snowing out, and your father will have a heart attack, and if you don't help him shovel the snow in the driveway, you'll never get an erection, you'll never have a family, kind of, Anyway, let's keep this cavalcade coming because I just want to hear these guys. These guys are the greatest. I'm so proud to be involved in this deal. Right now, I don't want to talk about them, no credits, no nothing, because they've done it all, and they're going to be big, and they are big stars, and they're going to be even bigger and bigger. Please, get your hands together for Mr. Jeff Stilson, please.
Thank you very much. It's nice to be back out west again. I used to live in Seattle, Washington. I moved to New York a couple of years ago. I left a city that has a high suicide rate for one that has a high homicide rate. Guess I'm just not a do-it-yourself kind of person. I was born and raised in Spokane, Washington, a smaller city. Actually, it's more of a town. The zoo there was recently named the worst zoo in the United States by USA Today. It is pretty bad, too. Most of the animals in the zoo are native to the Spokane area. They just happened to be on the grounds when the zoo was built. I just moved into a new apartment in New York. That's a hassle. I'm still furnishing it. I live alone. I'm not married. I hope to be someday, though, just so I can stop exercising. I don't understand these couples who get married and then continue to work out and eat healthily. I mean, what's the point of getting married if you can't let yourself go? It's not as if you have to be attractive anymore. The race is over. Take off the uniform. I'm not good at flirting with women. All I know is that I'm supposed to make eye contact. You know, which is easy, but for how long? I mean, a fine line separates eye contact from the piercing stare of a psychopath. I want to look confident, not maniacal. As I get older, I don't feel any less clumsy around women. I keep reading that I'm over the hill sexually. Not sure if I buy that, though. I don't remember having a sexual peak when I was 19. I just remember apologizing a lot. I didn't lose my virginity until I was 19 years old. I think that's because I was born by cesarean section. Never really had a frame of reference. I've always been naive sexually. I've never solicited the services of a prostitute. I don't see how men can do it. I have a hard time asking for extra bread at a restaurant. Don't enjoy dating anymore. It takes too much time and effort. My married friends try to reassure me. They tell me not to worry, that there's someone out there for everyone. There might be, but what if I already met my someone and didn't know it? What if I gave her the finger in rush hour traffic? I'd have to spend the rest of my life alone because my someone forgot to use her blinker. Well, I've had some horrendous dating experiences through the years. A while back, I was dating a woman who was divorced, and we went to a friend's wedding together. Don't ever do that. Don't ever attend a wedding with a divorced person. It's like taking a reformed drug addict to a Grateful Dead concert. There's a lot of twitching and fist clenching throughout the ceremony. Breaking up is what I find most agonizing. I dread those talks you have when a relationship ends. One woman, when she broke up with me, told me that I was too insecure. I thought, great, this is going to help. I feel a lot better about myself now. You're very vulnerable when you fall in love, especially when you tell the person for the first time, because you don't know how she's going to respond. She might say, well, I think you're pretty special, too. There's anything about being special. Said that I love you. I know, and I love you, but in a different way. See, my love for you is the kind of love that disappears as soon as you leave this room. I've learned it's best not to joust with a woman verbally. Women have a better grasp of the language than men. You know, there are no synonyms in a woman's vocabulary. Every word has its own shade of meaning. I didn't say I was mad. I said I was upset. Maybe you should listen. That, by the way, is the you're a moron look. Women are more verbal than men. That's why whenever you see an elderly couple together, it's always the old man who has the hearing aid. We don't talk as much, and we don't care if you listen to us. We know we have nothing important to say. Women would like men to be as open with their feelings as they are. You know, unfortunately, we aren't capable of being that sensitive. We're only capable of pretending to be that sensitive. We simply aren't equipped with the same emotional antennae as you. You know, you got satellite dishes. We got coat hangers with aluminum foil on the tip. We only pick up the major stations, pain and orgasms. See, too often women are reluctant to accept that men are inherently less sensitive than they are. You know, delving into the male psyche is like hunting for Easter eggs. You have to keep in mind that only a certain number of eggs have been hidden, so once you find that last egg, there's no sense in searching any longer. Doesn't matter if your basket's only half full. See, not only are we different, we're opposite. You know, as a woman longs for one man who can satisfy her every want and need, a man longs for every woman who can satisfy his one want and need. See, we aren't verbal, we're analytical. That's why we're rarely able to provide women with the romantic dialogue they so desire. I don't speak French. I wish I did. French is the language of love. I speak German, the language of persecution. That was my minor in college, German language. I spent 1 year studying in Vienna, Austria. I didn't acclimate well overseas. Little things threw me, like speaking German to dogs. Oh, ja, du bist ein guter Hund. I felt as though they were looking at me like, God, you have the worst accent. So you aren't taught in a classroom what you really need to know, like how to swear in German. You know, if I got cut off in traffic in Vienna, the vilest thing I could scream was the equivalent to, go away, you big bad man. I want to sign you to a contract. I want you. I've always found the study of language interesting. I had a linguistics professor who said that it's man's ability to use language that makes him the dominant species on the planet. That might be, but I think there's one other thing that sets us apart from other animals. We aren't afraid of vacuum cleaners. We can actually operate one. Mention that I'm not married. I don't know if I ever want to have children. You know, it seems that parents get blamed for everything now. Even when their kids are grown up and out of the house, parents are used as scapegoats. I'm a loser because my father's an alcoholic. No, your father's an alcoholic because you're a loser. But you're whining. I have great respect for parents. I really do, especially mothers. You know, I could never raise a child to whom I gave birth. You know, because a newborn is about the size of a basketball, and if I had to expel a basketball from my body via a very restricted passageway, I would never want to see that basketball again. Not even on weekends. Oh, and by the way, delivery is the wrong word to describe the childbearing process. You know, delivery is, here's your pizza. Takes 30 minutes or less. Exorcism, I think, would be more apt. Please, get the hell out of my body. I'm only thankful that men don't get pregnant, because if we did, football season would be ruined. Montana's knocked up again? Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Jeff Stilson, ladies and gentlemen, huh? Oh, forget about it. Let's go from one brilliant hip guy to another one. Ladies and gentlemen, please, Mr. John Stewart. Thank you. Thank you.
How about it? Unbelievable. Richard Lewis, John Stewart. 2 Jews, 4 first names. What are we hiding from? I'm a Jew. I'm not even a very serious Jew, obviously. I don't wear the protective religious headgear. A lot of Jews wear that. You know, they wear that because obviously 40% of all religious thoughts escape through the head, so you have to keep that on. You know what's weird? Every religion has their wardrobe idiosyncrasies. It's just everybody. The Pope. All right? Great guy, but purely in a fashion sense, he's a hat choice away from being the Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. The sad thing about religion is we take it so seriously, and yet we never get to choose it. You just are what your parents are. It's not like career day. You don't go in 5th grade and all the religions are in different classrooms, and you're like, ooh, room 201, the Protestants are very interesting. You're just it. I'm just a Jew. I've got to follow the Jew rules. What are the Jew rules? They don't even make any sense. Here are the rules of being Jewish, as far as I can tell. See if it follows any logic. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Don't eat pork. I'm sorry, what was that last one? Don't eat pork. God has spoken. Is that the word of God, or is that just pigs trying to outsmart everybody? Every religion, man, it's got these rules. Catholics have the toughest. Don't masturbate. How'd you find out about that? I'm God, I'm everywhere. Don't masturbate. Damn. What about pork? Yeah, go ahead, have a sandwich. The Catholics, you know, Catholics, they can eat the pork, they just can't play with it. That's where they draw the line. Pork line of demarcation. I could never be Catholic. Do I have to spell it out for you people? I masturbate. A lot. And yet I don't floss because it's too much of a hassle. That's where I'm at emotionally. 10 seconds of joy over a lifetime of tooth decay. That's what I've chosen. But see, it's all about the forgiveness thing. That's what's cool about religion in one sense. Religion allows you to forgive yourself. Every religion's got these little forgiveness clauses, these little absolution clauses, these loopholes. You fuck up, you slide home. No problem. Catholics, Lenten confession. Very nice plans. Jews, we have Yom Kippur, kind of a one-day blowout sale of absolution. It's an unbelievable, it's the absolution of sin through the abstinence of food. You fast for one day. Fuck up all year. Don't eat for one day. Completely wiped clean. You're back in the street looking for hookers and crack. It's unbelievable. It all makes you think about, you know, the religious thing always makes me feel like about death, you know, because I have to say, I'm one of those guys who I'm afraid to die. And I'm especially, I don't want to die before my parents die. You know, especially my mother. Because I think that's tragic, because I don't want her to get the chance to pick out what I have to wear for eternity. I thought a lot about the death thing during the war, because that really brought it into your living room. That whole death thing during the war was too much, man. That whole war, you know, we're going back now to the Persian Gulf. What, didn't we bomb the shit out of them enough? I mean, come on, man. They so hyped up that war to get us all involved. I felt, you know, it was like, the world must unite to battle mighty and powerful Iraq. Then how long did the war last? 100 hours. The ground war lasted 100 hours. Remember when they were afraid it was going to be another Vietnam? It wasn't even another Woodstock. It was 100 hours. Hey. I've been in dance marathons longer than that fucking war. And the sad thing is, if it had been on pay-per-view, we'd all be pissed off. Oh, I can't believe I paid $30 to watch this. This is ridiculous. Put on the Tyson fight. Our priorities, man, are so screwed up. We spend so much money on the military, we're slashing education budgets throughout the country. I mean, no wonder we've got smart bombs and stupid fucking children, you know? You know what, man? In the next war, the bombs will be way too smart and valuable. We'll just have to drop illiterate school children on the country we're fighting. Make for cool video from the war room, won't it? Coming up, you'll see the Iraqi War Ministry and that little white blip headed towards the building. That's Jimmy Johnson from Alameda County Elementary School. He's 9. He's got a can of spray paint. He's going to vandalize the roof. Here he goes. He's going to write "Eat Me" right on the ceiling. They hate that. Let's see. E-E-T. Oh, he fucked it up. He can't spell. What a loser. Poor guy. The Army's so ridiculous, man. They want us to pay for the military with our taxes. Come on, man. The government's got to come up with something more creative than that. Something cool, you know? It'd be fun to pay for it. Adopt a missile. That'd be cool. Sally Struthers looking sincere on late-night cable television. Hi. This is Abdul. He's 8. He lives in Iraq. For just 12 cents a day, you could blow him the fuck off the planet. Think of all the letters you'll never have to write. You know, gay people are not allowed to fight in the Army. I was watching 2020. If you're gay, they throw you out of the Army. Why? Gay people can't be proud of the country and want to defend it too? What's the Army afraid going to happen if gay people are in it? Private, shoot that man! I can't. He's adorable. Sorry. Blue eyes in the uniform. It's too much. You know what I think they're afraid of? I think the Army's just afraid of 1,000 gay guys with M16s going, "Who'd you call a faggot?" This country's just losing, man. It's because it's the way we look upon what we consider different sexual practice. Yet we don't even look at ourselves, you know? Like in this country, our sexual deviation has gotten out of hand, man. Look at phone sex. Look how popular that's gotten. What's that all about? People talking sex to you over the phone? How do people get off? Now, I masturbate. I've got credibility on this subject. How do you get off on that? What's erotic about people describing sex to you over the phone? I'm licking your ass. I beg your pardon? Is this Domino's? Is this... Wait. You cannot applaud the licking the ass bit. You're applauding the licking the ass bit. You're degrading yourselves. I'm still on the phone. Hold on. Who are they trying to kid with perfect diction anyway? If they're really licking your ass, wouldn't it sound more like, I look at your ass. How does it feel? How did it feel? Yes! Now you with the name. Got you with the visual. You know what I saw, man? This is a precursor to the apocalypse. I saw a phone sex line called 970P. It's for people who want other people to urinate on them during sex. Great. You're all like, and? And they'll be wearing a mask. Ooh, that's horrible. The horrible thing is 970P is $1.50 for the first minute, 95 cents each additional minute. Who can pee longer than a minute? Wouldn't you get suspicious after a half hour? Are you guys just running the faucets? I wouldn't know what to do to call. What do you do if they're doing stuff you don't like, you know? I'm licking your ass. Shut up and say you're blowing me or I'll hang up. I mean it. I'm licking your ass. Hold on, I've got another call. Yeah, hello? Now I gotta run. They're licking my ass on the other line. Thanks a lot. Enjoy the rest.
Jon Stewart. Great. I'm almost afraid to touch his hand, but I'm going to boil myself like a lobster in about an hour and a half. God, is he funny. All right, to close the show, ladies and gentlemen, one of my favorite comics in America, Mr. Warren Hutcherson. Ladies and gentlemen, please.
How you doing, San Francisco? Good. It's my first time here. Never been here before. I'm an East Coast kind of guy, working up and down the East Coast. I was in, before I got here, I was in Williamsburg, Colonial Historic Williamsburg. Yeah? You been there? You like it? It sucks. It's awful. I mean, it's all right. It's just, you know, the whole theme of it. That's what it's called, Colonial Historic Williamsburg. You can go live life as life was in the 18th century. Woo! Party time. You know, which means I had to carry a pass, which I didn't appreciate, you know. It's no fun for me walking around. Excuse me, I'm a free man. Free, get back with the change. You know. Then I tried to get into it. I took the little tour that they have. This guy is pointing to the big map of Virginia. As you can see, Virginia was the largest of the 13 colonies. It was from here Manifest Destiny began. We explored the West, discovered new lands and territories. I was like, man, please, shut up. Say we stole the country, let us move on. I said, look, if you believe that, then you believe I can go into a court of law and say, no, Your Honor, I was exploring some fire escapes, and I discovered this man's apartment. That's right, I planted my flag in his living room, and now all this stuff is mine, sir. My things, yes, I'm not a burglar, I'm a pioneer. What do you say? Him and his wife came back, and I had to shoot them because they were savages trying to take over my territory. So, you know, they get mad at me, but you can't. You should be able to get away with that in court. You know, there's so many things you can get away with. You could kill somebody. Kill somebody, go to court, plead temporary insanity, and the courts consider it. Like that's a real thing. I was very crazy. For a little while. Yeah, but you can't say that if you're speeding. It makes sense if you're speeding. You should be able to say, officer, look, I was doing the limit, and I just went nuts. Lost my mind, man. Hey, thanks for stopping me. That's just as stupid as that little fire drill you used to have in elementary school. Remember that? To get out to class? In case of a fire, you have to line up quietly and orderly in a single file line from the smallest to the tallest. What is the logic there? Do tall people burn slower? Stupid. It was the dumbest drill. I used to have this guy, Mr. Bierman. Anybody else have him, Bierman, for homeroom? The worst homeroom teacher in the world, wasn't he? Can I go to the bathroom? I don't know. Can you? Are you capable? That's what that question means, fella. Why don't you try saying, may I go to the bathroom? Now, forget it now. May I have a mop? Thanks. 7 years old. I had no bladder control. The man was ignorant, you know. This is the man who was constantly calling my house, you know, calling to talk to my father for stupid stuff. driving my father crazy, me and my father, you know. He called my father, and my father would just have to come to the school and perform for everybody. That was his big thing, to come to the school with his big performance. Mr. Funny Man, Mr. Class Clown, everything's funny to you, right? How about this? Would this be funny if I pull your pants down right here in front of all your little classmates and whip your natural black ass? Would that be funny? I said my natural black ass because I had that artificial yellow ass somewhere, you know. Most kids carry a case of asses for their father, I think. You know. Here you go, Dad. Here's that smart ass you're looking for. I got a stupid ass, wise ass, silly ass, dumb ass. Any ass you want, Dad. I am the ass man. Cuckoo-ca-choo. You know, when you're 7 years old, you can do whatever you want as long as your grandmother's there. Nobody can touch you, you know. Grandmother, she was a shield. Grandma, don't you touch that child. That's what she saved me, no matter what. I was the baby. I could have burned the house down. 7 years old, nobody, don't you touch that baby. Look how nice the house is burning. That's a beautiful fire. Go get Grandma some marshmallows, baby. Nobody built a fire like that child. She's great. The only person I'll visit, my grandma, 90 years old, too, still kicking, still full of life. She messes around. She, you know what she does, though? She tells on the neighbors, little kids next door. Well, they're not little kids. Sorry. They're like adolescents, the Johnson girls. My grandmother has nothing better to do than tell their father on them in her little grandmotherly way. She sees that, Mr. Johnson, I didn't know your nephews was in town. 'Cause I seen some boys up that house playing with them girls of yours while you wasn't home. And I know you don't allow that. So I said, well, they must be his nephews. You have a good day, yeah? You know what she's doing. Her and the lot. She plays the lottery, too. Big lottery numbers. She always, you know, 90 years old playing the lottery. It takes them 20 years to pay you. She's very optimistic, my grandmother. She let that lottery number come out. She got a memory like a bear trap all of a sudden. What's the number? 627. Don't you know when Selma and Leon was up here from Alabama and they stayed to that motel downtown and Leon fell down that flight of steps and broke his leg? That's the number of the ambulance that came and got him. Big thing in my family in 1969, 6 years old, my father joined the Nation of Islam, which, you know, basically just fucked me out all the holidays. 'Cause, you know, 6 years old, suddenly there's no Christmas. I had to fast for a month. You know, I didn't understand that. Grandma freaked out, born again Christian. The baby can't have no Christmas? What do you mean that child can't have a Christmas? Oh, no, it's Christmas time, baby. You come with Grandma, you're going to have Christmas because it's Christmas time. I don't care what your papa's on. It's crazy. She takes me to the mall to see Santa. I'm sitting on Santa's lap. So what do you want for Christmas, little boy? My father's in the corner. Tell him you want your freedom. You got some freedom in that bag, fat man? 6 years old, I was like, well, I thought I wanted some rock'em sock'em robots. But I guess I want some freedom, Santa, because Alibaba over here is running my life. My father would go nuts finding plots against the black race everywhere. No point trying to hide a plot from my father because he could find it, all right? He found plots in Dr. Seuss. Who gave you this to read? Green eggs and ham. You can't see the plot in here, boy? It's clear to me. I don't see why it's not clear to you. Uncle Sam I am. That's Uncle Sam. He wants you to live in a house with a mouse in a box with a fox. Trying to keep you down. That's the way the white man is. Everywhere. We go in the every grocery store shelf had a plot against black people. You know. Why these black olives in a can? Green olives not in a can. The green olives are in a jar. Why do they have to lock the black olives up? Huh. My uncle's right next to him. I remember when a black man couldn't have olives. You know what's going on. Tell that boy, teach him. And he teach me. That's right, he did. He took everywhere, man. I don't know anything about sports because I couldn't watch them. Everyone had a plot. I couldn't even watch pool. He freaked. Turn it off! Dad, it's just pool. It's just two white guys playing pool. Pool is the worst one. You can't see that one white ball controls all the colored balls? The black ball is the last one in the hole. They're trying to keep you down. Can't even be first in the hole. Nothing, no sport, nothing. Well, we could watch, the only sport we could watch was bowling. You know, they got to kick that off. We get one big black ball, we roll it at the 10 white pins, you know, with red necks. A lot of fun. Thanks a lot for listening to me.
Warren Hutcherson, ladies and gentlemen. What about everybody else? One of the best nights of comedy ever.